Hi, I'm David Cook. I am the clarinet professor at Millikin University, and today we're going to be talking about Etude number 18 by Lee from Rhoads 21 Foundation Studies for Bass Clarinet. You'll notice it says Moderato at the top of this Etude. I like to think of this in a fast 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or a moderate 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Either way, you can still be thinking and internalizing the quarter note pulse in this, but it often helps our sense of phrasing and music making if we think of it in 1 instead. One of the most important rhythms in this etude is this dotted quarter note figure. And it comes back a few times. And it's important that we play this rhythm with exacting precision. One of the best ways to do that is to practice articulating the eighth notes inside the dotted quarter. So we might start from the beginning and a little under tempo to demonstrate. And we might do that for a while so we can really feel how that dotted quarter note relates to the eighth notes that surround it. Da 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 dee da. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. 1 and 3 and 1. And get used to how that feels in either 3 or in the 1 pulse. When it comes to phrasing at this beginning, at least in measures 1 through 12, I always like to phrase into the half note. It's the longest note, and it's at the end of the 4-bar phrase, so it makes sense as sort of a natural landing point. And then it changes a bit at measure 9. But the half note is still sort of the landing spot or the high point of the phrase, even though it's often the lowest note in terms of register on the instrument. One other thing about this etude is the lack of good breathing spots, especially once you get into the second half of the etude. You should carefully plan where you're going to take a breath. I always prefer to breathe after the bar line instead of right on it. You'll notice that a lot of the slurs go into the first note of the next measure and then there's a break. That's usually a good spot to breathe, and that often coincides with a repeated note as well. Measures 55 through 58 can be difficult because of how much our left hand has to move, going from D flat to B flat, or either C to B flat. It's important to keep your left hand very close to the instrument. I actually don't feel mine ever losing contact with the A flat key or the A key through this whole passage. All of that time, it's maintaining contact. I can still feel these keys. And here, I often will keep the middle finger and the ring finger down when I'm playing the B flats. It helps me to maintain a close hand position. You can watch yourself in the mirror and see if your left hand is moving too much. The last thing I'll say about this is you may notice that starting from measure 60 and going all the way to the end of the etude, there is a diminuendo through that entire 2 lines plus a measure. Be sure to take note of that. We want to be expressive in this etude. There aren't too many dynamic markings, and it's especially challenging to execute this diminuendo over so many measures. So really see if you can explore the softest part of the instrument at the end of the etude. had a wrong note in there the first time, so I figured I should go back and play it with the correct pitches. And it's also nice to do a little bit of a slowdown or a ritardando at the end of the etude. It's not marked there, but the music is sort of winding down, it's getting softer, and that helps provide a sense of closure to this etude. I hope you found this helpful in preparing the Etude number 18 from the Rhoads 21 Foundation Studies. If you have any questions about what we talked about today or interested in taking a lesson with me, please feel free to email me at dcook@millikin.edu. Wish you the best of luck in preparing for your all-state auditions, and happy practicing.